shifting the focus from that monthly planning, which it is very easy to put SEO in the same bucket as the rest of our dig-ad, tactics, to think about what do we want to do this month for SEO, and really, kind of zooming out a little bit, looking at that bigger picture of how to tactically go about gaining the traction in those specific areas that we want to. I think it's so simple and yet so mind-blowing, because it's a shift. And even as I've talked about it with some industry colleagues and clients, at first there's an aversion to that because it's not what we're used to.
Sure.
But you've also tried this with some of our super users, if you will, the people that want to do the latest and greatest type of tactics, and it has made that big of an impact.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a great point. We did have about 4 clients across various manufacturers that kind of allowed us to get in early and test some things out over about 6 months. So we were very lucky to kind of have those clients to prove the results. But really, like, the way our plan looks now is we've essentially kind of built this out to be like a 2-year program. So there's the first year, which is like, let's make that big impact. And then there's that second year that right now it's built to repeat itself every single year. But yeah, like we did kind of get, I think, again, it's very easy, especially with our dealer clients, where it's a month-to-month process and program where we don't have to be that repetitive, and we shouldn't have to with our deliverables. So we kind of plan things out, like, things like technical audits, weekly GA analysis, Google posts. Those are still very monthly and have a purpose to be monthly. But other things like a larger internal linking strategy, that's where it kind of made sense to kind of sporadically insert that throughout the year. So essentially, every time we develop like a set of content, the specialist is going back, looking at the site overall, looking at pages that are starting to gain authority, and kind of reworking that internal linking strategy above and beyond what we do when we just post a piece of content. It's really, how does this piece of content that's gaining traction relate to the rest of the website? Now can we restructure those links to kind of point the authority at that specific page? So to be honest, it's one of the most overlooked tactics in SEO, but it's so simple because it just exists right within your site. So that's something that we have planned throughout the year as well, is to make those much bigger, more impactful initiatives that is really impossible to do on a month-to-month basis.
Oh, wow. So I find that fascinating, because one would think, when I hear that you're planning out in a year versus a month, that it's just spreading out the content, but you're talking about actual deliverables that are part of a longer strategy to help that create that foundation, and then layers on top of that foundation to make sure that the website is the most authoritative, recognized solution for when those consumers are searching.